Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we'll be breaking down the Detroit Pistons versus the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second round. I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Who's going to win and why, and how many games? What's the X factors? Everything in between. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the way to 20,000, and I can't get there without your guys' helps. So, in this matchup that might be a true toss-up, Detroit owns the better regular season profile. They were the number one seed, a 60-22 record, a top 3 net rating, and the NBA second-ranked defense. Cleveland has the better half-court shot creation duo with Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, plus enough front court efficiency and I just think two-way ability from Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen to survive a long physical series. This comes down to whether Cleveland's offense can solve Detroit's defense often enough. The Cavaliers ranked 4th in scoring at 119.5 points per game, 6th in offensive rating at 119.2, 9th in net rating at plus 4.1. Detroit ranked 8th in scoring at 117.8 points per game, but its real identity came on the grit and grind defensive style that they love to play. The Pistons allowed only 109.6 points per game, ranked 2nd in defensive rating at 109.7, and finished 3rd in net rating at plus 8.2. Detroit has the higher floor, but Cleveland has the late game shot creators you need in the playoffs, plus the shooting. So let's talk about Cleveland. Cleveland's case with offensive versatility: Donovan Mitchell averaged 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists in the first round matchup against the Toronto Raptors, while James Harden added 21 points, 5 rebounds, almost 7 assists, and 2 steals. That gives Cleveland 2 high usage guards who can generate shots late in the clock and in the clutch. James Harden's efficiency also matters. He posted a 62% true shooting percentage at the first round and shot 39.5% from 3 in the same span. Mitchell shot only 43.7% from the field, but he still carried a 30.7 usage rate and produced 140 total points through 6 games. The Cavaliers also have a huge, major front court edge, in my opinion, with Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen controlling the paint, especially how Jalen Duren laid an egg in the first round. Mobley averaged 19 points, 9 rebounds, 3.5 assists, a block while shooting 57% from the field, posting 64.4% true shooting percentage. Allen averaged 10 points, 6.5 rebounds, 1.2 steals, and 2.2 blocks on almost 66% shooting. Cleveland's first round offense looked sharper than Detroit's. The Cavaliers posted a 55% effective field goal percentage, 113.2 offensive rating, and 111.5 points per game against Toronto. Detroit beat Orlando with defense, but its offense produced only 48.1% effective field goal percentage, 104.1 offensive rating, and 100 points per game. The gap is why right now I lean Cleveland. However, let's talk about how Detroit can absolutely win this series. The Pistons went 60-22, finished first in the East, posted a 8.2 plus net rating, which was double Cleveland's 4.1 mark. Literally times 2. They also had the stronger defense all season and showed it again in the first round, holding Orlando to 98.3 points per game and 102.2 offensive rating. Also, they came back from being down 3-1. Cade Cunningham is an MVP candidate. I think there's an argument that Cade Cunningham is the best player in this series. Cade Cunningham is better than Donovan Mitchell. Cade Cunningham is better than James Harden at this stage. He gives Detroit the best individual engine in the series, not just based on first round production, but on the season. He averaged 32.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, a steal in almost 41 minutes while carrying a massive 36% usage rate. He scored 39 points in game 1, 27 in game 2, and 3 and 25 in game 4, 32 in game 6. Detroit will go as far as Cade Cunningham's shot creation and playmaking takes them. The Pistons also have the defensive personnel to make Cleveland uncomfortable. Ausar Thompson averaged 8.7 points, 9.5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2.3 steals, and 2.3 blocks with a 96 defensive rating. Isaiah Stewart, Beef Stew, added 2.2 blocks per game off the bench, while Jalen Duren averaged 8.5 rebounds and 1.5 blocks. As a team, Detroit averaged 10 blocks per game in the first round. Detroit's path is simple. Turn this into a grit and grind defensive series. Control the tempo. Play your style of ball. Force Donovan Mitchell and James Harden into tough pull-ups, bad shots. Dominate the glass, because when you dominate the glass, you can physically impose your will against your opponent. Make them do what you want, and literally just tell them, we're going to control this game. We're going to create second chance opportunities. We're going to get putbacks. We're going to start fast breaks and make Cleveland's supporting complementary shooters prove they can hit enough shots. The key matchups is going to be Cade Cunningham versus Cleveland's defense. Cade is the pressure point. His scoring ability. He also turned it over 37 times in 6 games. Pistons are going to have to clean up, and Cleveland's going to have to make him work without overhelping on Duncan Robinson, Tobias Harris, or the Pistons cutters. James Harden is a guy who can get steals. Dean Wade as well. Allen protected the rim with 2.2 blocks per game. Cleveland needs those defensive plays because Cade will control the tempo if he gets clean reads. For the Cavaliers, their X factors, Mobley may decide the series. His scoring, rebounding, passing, and defense. Former Defensive Player of the Year. He gave the 19 points, 9 rebounds, 64.4% true shooting, 133 offensive rating. Gives Cleveland this two-way stabilizer. Obviously, then you also have James Harden, who also had 34 turnovers in 6 games. Cleveland needs his shot creation without the sloppy possessions. If he balances scoring and passing, the Cavaliers can crack Detroit's defense. You got Max Strus versus Sam Merrill. Strus shot 41.4% from 3. Merrill shot 36% from 3 in the first round. Detroit will load up Mitchell, Harden, and Mobley, so Cleveland needs its movement shooters to punish help. Allen is a guy who's protecting the rim, 108 defensive rating. Against Duren, Thompson, Detroit's downhill pressure. Cleveland needs him and Evan Mobley to control the restricted area without fouling. For the Pistons, their X factors. Thompson might be the swing pace for Detroit. Almost averaged 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2.5 steals, 2.5 blocks, while posting 96 defensive rating. His defense can change the series if he disrupts Mitchell and James Harden and creates transition opportunities. Tobias Harris averaged 20 points and 8 rebounds, but only shot 19% from 3. Detroit needs him to shoot better because Cleveland will focus heavily on Cade. Duncan Robinson shot 40.5% from 3 in the first round. His gravity matters because Detroit's offense struggled overall, shooting 29.7% only from 3 as a team. If Robinson gets loose, Detroit's half-court offense becomes much cleaner. Huerter's day-to-day with the hip abductor injury and was questionable for Game 7, and we really didn't see him, and he only played 11 minutes a night in the first round, 1.5 points, but if they need some shooting depth, they could use it if this ends up being a half-court grind. For the Cavaliers, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, the starting lineup with Dean Wade, Sam Merrill, Dennis Schroeder, Jalen Tyson, and Keon Ellis off the bench. Thomas Bryant can be an emergency big if Cleveland needs extra size, but the main rotation should lean on shooting, ball handling, and defensive versatility. Pistons run out Cade Cunningham, Duncan Robinson, Asar Thompson, Tobias Harris, Jalen Duren, Beef Stew, Danis Jenkins, Javonte Green, Karis LeVert, and Kevin Huerter. If Kevin Huerter can't go, I think either Ron Holland or Paul Reed takes that 10th spot, depending on whether Detroit wants extra size or athletic defense. I think the Cavaliers win it in 7. Detroit has the better regular season resume and stronger defense. The Pistons went 16-22, ranked second in defensive rating, have enough size, athleticism, and shot creation with Cade to win the series, but Cleveland has more reliable offensive answers late in games. Mitchell, Harden, Evan Mobley give them 3 different ways to score. Their first round offense looked a lot more efficient than Detroit's. Cleveland posted a 55% effective field goal percentage against Toronto, while Detroit sat at 48% against Orlando. This should be a grit and grind, physical, close, and volatile series. Detroit can win it if it has Cade remaining the best player on the floor, and the Pistons defense can drag Cleveland into an inefficient offensive performance and botch late clock possessions. Still, I trust Cleveland's shot creation just enough for them to win in 7. I want to hear your thoughts down below. What do you guys expect and why? But that's basically it from me. I'm going to go to bed.